Привет! It is me, Svetlana Vladimirovna Lukanovich, with my sister.
Natasha. We're from Russia.
And we're here with podcast from Russia with podcast. So thank you again for tuning into this week's topic. If you follow us from Instagram, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up so we know where you're coming from. And if you are from our Facebook page, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Maybe on what you would like us next to talk about. We would really love to hear your guys' opinions, and if we are able to offer advice, it would be a fabulous exchange. So, sister.
Also, I add, if you're watching this, listening this on YouTube, just, like it, subscribe it, comment on it.
Share it to a friend, your cousin, the leader of your church.
Your neighbor, your
casting
grandmother.
director.
And,
Model for forward models.
And of course, we do have a website.
Oh, yes.
www.fromrussiawithmotive.com. Okay. So before we talked about how to find a sugar daddy.
Yes.
But
that
once you find it,
the next question is, how do you keep it?
And this is the hard question, because look, we have Svetlana, do you know what is the divorce rate in California?
Oh, I feel like it's higher every year.
Oh, it is so high. People don't know how to maintain relationships. It's a huge problem. And if you think baby sugar daddy relationships are not real relationships, you are so deluded.
Very diluted.
Yeah. These are the most complicated relationships sometimes because it's an arrangement. Right.
Exactly.
It's an arrangement between a rich man and a very ambitious woman.
Or a rich man and a very young twinkish boy, or a rich woman with a young hot Italian stallion.
That's us in 30 years.
A shot. We'd be like, I don't know where I put glass, but here, I find it. We take shot of vodka to being MILFs.
Good.
So, sister, how we've already talked about how to find one, where you could find one, but now when you have him, how do you keep him?
Oh, sister, this is okay. So I think the most important part, right?
Yes.
There are, I feel like, two parts, one is emotional attachment and the other one is physical thing, right?
Yes.
I feel like I have more experience in physical.
Yes, you definitely
and
do.
you have more experience in emotional.
Yes, very true, because
yeah, back in Russia you had these emotional relationships that never ended, physical, right?
At all.
But you had these boys crazy about you, following you, doing your homework,
sending money through the mailbox, coming over and feeding goats when Baba would make me do it and I didn't want to.
Yeah, exactly. So the rich man with money, who is probably married, or not married, he's probably just very busy and he works a lot, and he decides to have a relationship with a young, hot woman. Or a boy.
Or whatever
it is. Just, young, hot somebody.
Yes. Or even sometimes I've seen older sugar daddies want older women too.
Oh, yeah.
It is very much so on everyone's game at this point, believe it or not.
Yeah. So I think the question is, right, why? Why do they want to do this?
What is it about?
Yeah. What is it? Because, look, if they only wanted to have physical thing, they would go and get themselves
escort. High-paid escort, hopefully, one that doesn't have crabs.
Yeah. But there's a reason They go to this website, seekingarrangement.com, sugardaddy.com, and they look for a very specific type of girl or a boy or whatever.
In between is fine.
In between is all good. We like it. What is that reason? And I don't know what you think, Svetlana, but I think it's they want to have conversation.
Yes, I think sometimes a lot of them, they work. They're only surrounded by work friends. They're so invested in their startup companies or their established businesses, they don't have an outside vein to express themselves with. Sometimes people are okay with you just coming over and being in the next room doing your homework on your laptop while they're doing something else. Sometimes, specifically with Svetlana and her experience, is the emotional comfortability of knowing someone's in the next room brings them a lot of peace. I have stayed for, as you know, weeks in men's home, and he come home, I have music playing, there might be burnt food, but he likes because I'm trying, and the house is warm, he can relax, he comes home and he's at peace. That to me is something that is very important, and that has been the basis of a lot of my arrangements. There are men who want sexual arrangements, and there are men who would like that, yes, but they have a different approach. They want something more substantial maybe first, something special. So I think the emotional value of having someone there, just someone you could say, hey, do you want to go out and go get ice cream? Or, hey, let's go watch a movie together. I read in magazine, this is good movie, let's go. Whatever case may be, having someone in the next room, knowing that you're not alone, companionship, someone to talk to talk about her business, to maybe get nice shoulder rub, to take naps together. It's therapeutic in a way.
Yes.
And it's safety. You're not by yourself. And I think when you're at that level, sometimes all you really are is by yourself.
Exactly. And then they also want to have conversation,
yes,
especially the ones who are married, because they don't get that conversation at home. They come home and their wife, they don't care. They don't want to listen to what they have to say about their work, because they like to talk about their job and their work day. And who wants to hear that? You don't want to be invested in somebody's works or career so much. You know what I mean?
I can understand.
Like, why? I wouldn't come home and talk about my modeling career all the time, right? It's just what you do. And when you come home, especially in Russia, you leave your work behind. You don't talk about it. And well, here I feel like, in the very beginning, of course, you're all interested in the person, and then it just gets, old and boring, and they don't have that person to talk to, but they want to talk, and they always want to talk about themselves.
Which is fine, Svetlana doesn't mind,
Yeah, I mean, I can listen. Sometimes I don't listen, but I pretend to be listening. I just, I think what I'm gonna have for lunch, or, what nail polish
might be done.
Yeah.
Yes, or yes.
And that's okay. They actually, they just want to talk, about their problems and about everything.
Comfort.
Yeah.
Companionship.
Yeah. And if you're okay to do that, why not? Right? But you have to also keep the relationship fresh.
Yes, exactly.
Because they already have routine at home. They don't want another routine. They want fresh. So, I mean, you have to at least, well, it's good if it's real that you're really interested in them. But if you're not, well, then pretend, right?
You could, yes.
Svetlana, are you always interested in them, or do you sometimes just pretend that you're interested?
I think with me, the ones that I end up not really caring about, I just don't talk to anymore. You've seen how many numbers I block, and it's just, for me, like I was saying, it is special. And yes, they might have this same special relationship with another woman, another sugar baby. Many times I find that the ones who are not sexual have lots of sugar babies because they're getting so much compassion and so much trust, and they know that it is deeper than just their money, and those are the relationships and arrangements that I have been most accustomed to. So,
but you know, some sugar daddies, they have like sugar baby just for emotional, and then sugar baby just for physical.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's true or not, because how can I know? Because I can't like see it, but I've heard from many women that they usually say, oh yes, I have a sugar daddy, but we don't have sex.
Yes.
He only pays me for dinner. And I'm always very skeptical about it. I'm like, really? He pay you $500 just for dinner?
Yes, when you're not that pretty, you're not really that smart. What are you doing? Underneath the dinner table.
Yeah.
Cover my mouth, please. That's what their life sounds like.
Well, I don't know, but I feel like there are some women who they come across so naive and childish that men only want to be their friends. You know what I mean? Like this special relationship.
Almost like a father-daughter,
yes.
A maternal or paternal relationship.
Yes.
And leading back to the original question, how do we keep them? So, I think developing an emotional connection to them that is serious and honest.
I hate it.
It for me it works. If I know, look, I would rather have him tell me I have 2 other girls that I talk to. This is the relationship I have with them, and this is the relationship I have with you. And if he tells me and I feel he's being honest and we keep seeing each other, then I'll know. Eventually, I might meet other sugar babies he has. You never know. But the point is to, and you can actually tie in our other podcasts to this, but accepting yourself and accepting the reality of the situation, like we talked about in our previous podcast, is embracing what it is. And you can't get caught up in the fact that there is competition. What you have to get caught up in is the fact that every time you're with him, you have an opportunity to leave him with an impression of why you're special or what your relationship has to offer. Every time I am with said man, sugar daddy, I always do thing with the way that when I sit next to them, I grab their ear and I massage it, and I will tell them in their ear, I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'll be right back, and it leaves them lingering for something, a special touch.
That's what I'm talking about. You're so full of mystery and secrets. That's what they want.
But I'm also very honest too, because I tell them I don't want to have sex. I've never had sex, and I don't really care to. I think I like the idea of men physically. I don't know if I have developed those feelings sexually, but I do have a certain level of mystery and transparency, but it's also a mixture of flirtation and boundary, which is a balancing act too, a soft touch on the hand, or a soft kiss goodbye, and you look at them deep in the eyes, and you see the small child in them, and you heal that child.
But what do you do when they ask for more? Have they ever asked for more?
I leave.
You leave.
I tell them that is not what I want. That is not the arrangement I'm looking for. And if that doesn't work for you, I respect it. But I don't need that. That's not what I'm looking for. And if I ever do find a day where I'm looking for that, well, hello there, I'm going to call. But for now, you take Svetlana and the arrangement she wants, because trust me, there are millions of people out there. There are thousands of sugar daddies. And one of those relationships is bound to fit for you.
That is so true. So, and then this is the emotional approach, and then of course there is this physical thing, which is very important, I think, especially to me, because I think, right, so why are they looking for a sugar baby? Svetlana, stop.
I'm sorry, sister.
They are looking for something spicy in their life.
Like coconut curry.
Exactly. Something that make you
Your pooper.
run to bathroom, explosive diarrhea. They basically are looking for explosive diarrhea in their lives, because they have a constipation,
And they need to be released.
This is a very good metaphor, right?
Say it, sister, say it.
Okay, so they have constipation, and they need this spicy Indian food to make explosive diarrhea. Everything goes out. It's all free, okay? Nothing constipated.
Nothing stuck.
Yes, exactly. Boom.
Like when
Gone.
chakra is not blocked, everything opens in alignment.
Exactly,
Yes.
but you know how important it is to open all of your chakras? It is super, super important. I feel like it should be another topic because me and my sister are very spiritual and we are into chakras. So, sexual chakra is one of the basics, right?
It is one of the roots, I believe.
Yeah, and if that one is blocked, well, guess what? Everything is blocked and everything is fucked and everything is constipated.
Yes.
Because if one of your basic chakras is blocked, the energy does not move up. You need energy to circulate from the bottom to top and from top to the bottom, right?
Yes.
And if your sexuality is blocked, well, you're not evolving. You're just constipated. So that's why you get explosive diarrhea, you clean your chakras, and you're winning in life, okay?
I understand, sister.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, all of those men, yes, they need emotional attachment, they need conversation, they need companionship and all of that. But they also are looking for physical contact.
Yes.
And this is where I come in. Because guess what? Yes, 80% of them are married. And guess what?
What?
Most of them don't get sex at home because their wives don't give them sex, okay? So guess what? That's what they're looking for it outside home. And that's where,
Cheap girls like you come in.
I'm not cheap. I'm expensive. That's the thing. You all potential sugar babies, you have to listen very carefully because this is how you keep them. Because you always have to spice things up. Even though you probably, I don't know, you don't care. But look, if you're wearing yoga pants and no makeup and your hair in a messy bun, guess what? This is what they have at home. What they want is a queen.
Yes.
What they want is a passionate love making,
With the fantasy that they think of in the back of their mind.
Exactly. With, wet and deep blowjobs, The blowjob. Not sloppy.
Yes, very sloppy.
Not sloppy.
Like put my neck at the edge of the bed and fuck it, sloppy.
No, very deep, you have to like it, you have to enjoy it, okay? And you do because, well, you have to like the person. You don't just be with somebody because they have money. You like the person too. But also think about money. And, girls, the BJ is very, very crucial, I feel like. Because... Yeah, because they don't get that at home and they want it. So, nice, sexy lingerie and see-through clothes and
Negligee.
all kinds of stuff and perfume and be sexy, be desirable. That's how you keep the relationship. Not only sugar baby, sugar daddy, but that's how you keep marriage. That's how you keep normal, regular relationship, right?
You work for it. It's
You work for it. It is work for it.
And when people try to say that a relationship between a sugar baby and a mutually beneficial relationship, if you will, versus a more socially acceptable kind of two normal people, not one being spoiled, but both working equally, it's still work either way.
It is. It's it's definitely work. So, no matter what you want in this life, you always have to work really hard. I feel like Svetlana is getting sleepy.
Svetlana's eyes are burning.
Well, I told you, Svetlana, don't go into those bushes. Okay, my dear people, so we practically covered this topic. While Svetlana is washing her eyes, I don't know what's in her eyes, I can only guess. My best guess is it's cum in her eye, but I don't know for sure. So, all the sugar babies that are listening to us, please tell us what you want us to talk about, and we will. And follow our blogs and our podcast and our posts. And we love you so much, and we will be back. Right, Svetlana?
Right, sister.
Good night, people. Mwah.
Mwah.